first episode I'm recording. I've already done a few drives this morning, but I didn't record those ones. But just looking for which house I am supposed to pull up in front of. I think it is. I think it's this one here. Sometimes finding a home in the dark is challenging. Yeah, I think it's this one. I used to be a paperboy once upon a time, and finding addresses was challenging just because you couldn't quite see in the dark, and there's no universal spot for per se for homes to list where their number is. But I think this is the one, so we're good. We're on time. This is a reservation, which means they booked it in advance, so the app tries to get us here on time. It's like a guaranteed way of getting an Uber when you need it, right? So I just drove a family to the airport earlier. We have 3 kids, 3 young kids, and it was a lovely conversation. Like, yeah, it was wonderful, and the kids were delightful. And I told the mom and dad how brave they were to consider traveling, like when their kids are so young, because that's a lot of preparation. So that makes me happy when I see that, though. As always, though, just so that you guys know, if my rider is uncomfortable with a live stream going on, then I will close the live stream. If there isn't a lot of conversation, I'll most likely just flip the camera around so you can at least see the road, and it'll be entertaining in a small way that way, much more than just watching me drive while I can't respond. I can't respond to messages directly because I'm driving. I can't type responses, and I'll only respond to the ones that have to do with the conversation I'm having with the rider, and I'll usually include them in saying, hey, one of my commenters on here has this input, and I'll probably include it that way, only if it's, I'll only do that if it is, how can I say, if it's on point with the conversation I'm having with my rider. So, yeah. I just realized my watch needs to be charged, so I'm going to just plug that in. Because the battery is running low. There we go. And I'll put you guys down in here. Yeah. Good. It's out of the way. So I've got maybe 3 more minutes before he's supposed to be out, and then the app will give him 5 more minutes time as well. It is currently 5:30ish here where I'm at in the world. I'm in Calgary, Alberta, and in case you're just signing on and wondering what's going on, I'm an Uber driver here in Calgary. I love sharing my experiences with my riders. I've shared quite a few videos online already. I always ensure that consent is in play, so I don't post them unless I have permission. This unique dynamic with a live stream, though, entails that I want to make sure that they're okay with it at the outset. So hence why, if they're not, then I will definitely, prioritize my rider because they're my business. What else? Oh yeah, and also, like I said, I won't be able to respond directly to your queries or questions or input because I like to make sure that I'm attending to my rider and their needs. And so it's kind of like, for me, it's a similar feel, if you will, to when you say you're a cashier at a store and a customer comes to you and they're just talking on the phone but totally ignoring you. Perceptually, in this culture, I think we consider that rude, right? And so I feel the same way if I was talking to you guys and not attending to my riders, and so yeah, so there's that. I also have my mic here. I don't have it on yet, so I'm just using the phone mic for the time being. I'm going to try connecting to the wireless later I have two of them. I have one in my vehicle, I have one on me, and the other one I'll plug into the phone, and I'm hoping that that will help capture audio not only in the vehicle, but when I'm outside the vehicle with the rider as well. So these are just some things that I'm trying along the way. This whole experiment of live streaming in an Uber, it's very new for me, and I've had to give it a lot of thought as to how to accomplish what I want to accomplish. The challenge being that I want to ensure that I am protecting the privacy of my riders. So if they're not open to being, broadcast online, then I want to make sure I'm attending to that and prioritizing that. You can only see me on the live stream because that way I can protect their privacy visually. But if they do give me permission to share the recording of our time together, I have my GoPros recording in the car, and I can take that feed and share that on my YouTube platform. But that's the plan so far. And I love my job. I'm like so grateful for my job. Really grateful. Let's see, in this moment, what am I grateful for? I'm grateful for the fact that I savor my yawns. I love yawning. I'm grateful for a vehicle that is competent and good tires on icy roads, gear that works, a vehicle that works. I'm grateful for my skill and my gift in interacting with people. I think that's a big deal. So that's also wonderful. Yeah. Good morning. Good morning. Nice to see you here. How are you? I was just saying, I can interact with you right now because my rider's not here yet, but when my rider comes in, then I'll kind of be focused on making sure that the ride is good for them. Sometimes my riders come in and they may give cues that they want a quiet ride and they're not open to conversation, which I happily oblige. In that case, because there's no conversation that I want to share with you guys, and I never know if I will have a quiet ride or not, in that case, I'll just flip the camera around so that you guys can at least watch the traffic and the ways that I'm navigating on the road, as opposed to just watching me drive without talking. Now, when you guys comment on here, I can't necessarily connect with what you're saying, unless it has to do with the conversation I'm having, because I don't want to, I want to be mindful of the space that I have for my rider here, for, basically, right? So, yeah. And I'm being asked, this is a question I often get, and I think I can perceive why, but no, I'm not gay. I'm very straight, but I'm very particular in the way that I present myself and the way I carry myself. I have no apologies for that. Yeah, I am who I am, and I do that on purpose, and I am confident in that. So no, I'm not gay. But thanks for the question. Yeah, it's a question I'm going to get many more times. I've gotten it so many times. The funny thing is, I could present in more masculine ways that are culturally perceived that way, but I choose not to because I find this way that I engage very compelling, and I do that on purpose. So yeah, that's where I'm at on that. It is, like I say, 5:30 in the morning, early morning here. I enjoy early mornings because my theory is if I can start earlier, then I can potentially finish earlier in the afternoon, which I like the sound of. I usually do about 12-hour days. No, actually it's more like 14-hour days, which sounds crazy and long. However, for me, I don't feel it. I really enjoy what I do for work. And I've discovered that when I enjoy what I do and I really feel strongly about it, then I do really good work. Like I'm really good at what I do, basically. So I'm grateful for that. Yeah. I'm not sure which part of the world y'all are from to be up this early in the morning, but kudos if it's early. But it might be a part of the world where there's a different time zone and you're probably in the midst of your day already. But I'm glad you're checking out the live stream. Again, friends, if there are comments that come across that are inappropriate, my encouragement is just ignore it because there's oftentimes a desire for these individuals to gain attention just because of what they're posting, when we don't give them the attention, I think it kind of grates on them. They'll probably try as hard as they can, but if we just kind of ignore them, at least that's been my take so far, until I can get a moderator that I trust to be able to check those streams. But for the time being, here we are. And my encouragement, just ignore them. I'm just going to send my rider here a message to make sure he is awake, because we're approaching 5 minutes past his appointed time to be meeting me here. He's not here yet. The nice thing is, in the app I can send those messages. I can even make a phone call to the rider. It will use an alternate phone number so that they will never get my number and I'll never get their number, just to maintain that privacy. So within the app we can call each other, and in so doing, then we can make plans of like where to meet and how to make that connection happen. It says rider may need more time, but they're notified that I'm here. And I can contact the rider. I think I'll contact the rider, yeah. Because the message has not been checked. But let me just give him a call. It might be that they slept in, maybe, I don't know. I'll just find out.
We're unable to connect your call because you're calling from a number that isn't on your account or the caller ID is blocked.
Right. I'm using my secondary phone for this, and I forgot to change the number. So let me just see if I can change that real quickly. Darn. Should have done this yesterday, but I forgot. So no problem. I appreciate when I get a chance to accommodate them, because sometimes life happens, as we know, right? Life happens sometimes in ways that we don't anticipate. My next one is at 7 o'clock. This is in the southeast. 7 o'clock and then 8:30. Okay, got it. And then 9:30. So 7, 8:30, 9:30. Got it. So I got a couple more reservations. I just like to peer ahead and see where I have to be, so I can prepare to be in the space that I need to be. Over there, okay. How do I get there though? Oh, that's a, oh, I see what that is, okay. Got it. Cool. All right. So just an update, my rider is getting ready. He slept in, so understandable, right? We have those moments, but he'll be here momentarily, I believe. Oftentimes in life, it seems to me, we come across experiences where we're behind the 8 ball. We may have missed a flight, or we may have missed a deadline, or said the wrong thing, and we can feel terrible. But it's nice to meet fellow human beings who remind you it's okay. Even if they were impacted or affected, like here I am waiting. But it's nice to have the opportunity to convey grace and say, no big deal, we got you. Like, we're human, right? We're not always on point. So I appreciate that element, those opportunities. I think they're opportunities when we're able to say to someone, you're good. We weren't meant to be perfect. And when we goof up, here's what grace looks like, and saying, let's try again. And we weren't designed for getting it right all the time, right? So for those of you coming in on the live stream, hello, my name is Binyam. I am an Uber driver here in Calgary, Alberta, and I love sharing my experiences with my riders. I've posted tons of videos on my YouTube channel, on my TikTok, etc. And yeah, it's been It's been a fantastic experience. I love the work that I get to do. I love the way I get to meet these individuals I get to connect with in unexpected ways. Um, really appreciate it. I really appreciate that opportunity to make impacting connections that were unexpected. I derive a lot of pleasure and inspiration when I hear from my riders that they really got something worthwhile because they had spent time in my Uber. And by extension, I appreciate the opportunity to share those moments with you all. My number one purpose in life, my mission, my main aim that I'm honing in on is to encourage and inspire young men specifically to living a life with integrity. In the absence of integrity, I think our world basically falls apart, and we're not able to enjoy it for what it could be. But living with integrity, I think, releases and enables us to live on purpose. And so I look for opportunities to explore the theme of integrity with my riders. I do that because I do that with I have like a whole bunch of questions that I have written down, and so I try to make it fun. So I do that when the opportunity presents itself. I try not to force conversations, but I look for those chances to be able to do that. Yeah. So we're just here waiting. I'm hoping that he's going to be on time for his flight as well, too. And I'm hoping he didn't fall asleep again. That would be challenging. Let's see here. I also really enjoy the music that I get to play. I'm just going to play a little louder so you guys can hear it. This is primarily instrumental. It's royalty free, so I can post it here on YouTube without getting copyright issues. I've listened to a bit and curated like some that I really enjoy. And I like listening to this in the background when I'm having conversations. I think it just hits right notes. Oh, I think he's ready. Let me just get ready to go and help him to the car here. Well, I'd love to try dancing to this music. Recently I've gotten into dancing and it's been a lot of fun. It's like one of my happy places to spend time on the dance floor. Oh, here he is. Excuse me a sec while I go grab the door for him.
Thank you. Sorry I slept in. Thank you.
Good morning, Joe.
Good morning.
My name is Binyam.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well. Joe, 2 questions for you. Number 1, I want to let you know I do something unusual in my Uber. I love live streaming my experiences just as an Uber driver because there's a lot of amazing moments I have that I like inspiring others with. So I just wanted to let you know so you're aware and not saying things that you're like, ooh, no one needs to know about that.
No problem.
And secondly, I also want to let you know, or ask you, I guess, international, domestic, which we're not going to the airport, are we?
Yep, airport.
But which flight are you going with?
WestJet.
WestJet domestic?
Yes, sir.
Awesome, okay. I will get us there on time then.
Thank you.
Are we good on time?
Oh yeah, we're early.
Okay, good. The benefits of being early,
I
right?
think good
Yeah.
thing I leave 2 hours.
Do you travel often or just once in a while?
Quite a bit for work.
I see.
I was in Vancouver last week again.
Again.
Every other week I usually go, but
To Vancouver?
yeah.
Okay. What's the context of work that you do?
Build JD Sports.
I don't know what that is.
It's a new retail store.
Oh, I
Well,
see.
not really new, but
I see. So it's opening up various locations, and you're the one that they send to set it all up.
well, help out the team, yeah.
I see. Gotcha. I've heard traveling can get old if you do it often enough. Is it still infrequent that you enjoy it, or is it kind of like it's just part
Like
of the job?
hotels. Hotels are fun for the first little bit, but the novelty wears off.
Yeah.
Then it just gets monotonous. Getting up at 5 in the morning to
Yeah.
jump on a plane.
Yeah. And in these various places, do you get a chance to like see some of the sights there, or not so
No.
much? No.
It's a day trip. Like I'm going there to check out, 2 jobs and then back on a plane to come back home again.
Oh man, that's a full schedule.
Yeah.
It almost seems to me that it would be nice if when we were young, they could have a little disclaimer that says, here's what this looks like after you do it for a long time, right? It looks
Right.
romantic right now,
Yeah.
but it'll get old fast. I met this one guy, Joe. He, on Monday, he flew in into Calgary, and Friday he flew back out to where he lives. And he has a 2-year contract. He lives in Florida.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
Interesting.
I know. And he'd been doing that already for a year before I met him. So I thought, wow, like that's the kind of setting that, I don't know. I was asking him, how do you make it work at home, because that's a long, tough time away, right?
I mean, he's got younger kids, it's harder.
Yeah.
I miss a lot of stuff when I go away, but you gotta pay the bills too, though.
Yeah. I hear ya. Joe, one of the things I love exploring in this time of life, it's a theme that I found I wanted to experience once upon a time when I was young, but I didn't really have access to it. It was the theme of integrity. So I love being able to make this conversation more accessible to young men specifically that I'm trying to reach. If you're open to it, it's fairly early, and no worries if you're like, I'd just rather have a quiet ride to the airport. But I do have a game of sorts lined up if you're open to it.
Okay.
Basically what I do, I've got a list of questions in front of me, like from 1 to 7. To make it fun, you choose a number in between 1 to 7, and then I'll read that question and kind of get some of your thoughts on it.
Okay. It's early.
Say again?
It's early.
It's early, I know. Again, that's why I also love to accommodate and say, sometimes a quiet ride is also just what fits the bill too.
Yeah.
And I want to accommodate that as well too. So feel free to take that option if you so desire as well.
Don't mind if I do.
Absolutely. I'm happy to accommodate that. I wish I could offer you like a good half-hour ride so you can snooze along the way, but
Well, that'll be on the plane, I hope.
how long of a flight is it from here?
It's
to
only an hour. But I didn't close my computer till 12:30 last night either.
Oh, you didn't get much sleep then, eh?
Went on holidays a week and a half ago,
Okay.
and I still hadn't got caught up from so last night was
Catch up.
my catch up because I'm gonna get behind again today.
I find when I'm tired and I sit down to do that kind of work, I'm just toast. I like if I'm sitting while tired to do work.
That's why it took me a week and a half.
I see. Where did y'all go for your holidays?
I went hunting.
Oh, sweet. So it was just you.
Me and a buddy went way up north in the middle of the bush. It was wonderful.
Man, For a week, did you say?
Yeah.
How was your trip? Like, was it successful? Did you catch?
We got one animal. So
Okay.
it's better than nothing. But
Yeah.
I mean, you always want more.
Fair. But I imagine like you want more, but there's also limits by how much you can carry too, I imagine, right?
Right.
Yeah, okay. And I mean, like, if you caught a moose, that's quite a haul, right?
This one was, yeah.
Yeah.
For two of us, anyway.
Cool.
But just nice to unwind and
Absolutely.
not have that thing attached to your hip that everybody get along with.
I met this lady yesterday. She just got her surgery on her eyes,
Yeah.
and they told her she couldn't look at a phone or a screen for the next month and a half, I think it was.
Wow.
I know. And so she was just kind of trying to get ready for a lengthy season without access. And she was telling me how challenging that is, because it's like, can I do this? Like, we're so stuck to having access.
Everybody is.
Absolutely, right? And here you are on the other side saying, actually, it was nice.
My best day at work was the day Rogers went down.
Because you could get work done without getting interrupted.
I don't know how they did work years ago.
Yeah.
It just seems like nobody can do anything without these things, you know what I mean?
Well, trying to remember what the world looked like before having dependence on these it's like a different world, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, I remember because I was alive then too. I think it was just, it intrigues me how incrementally encroached, and so the dependence seems to have come with buying into various ways that we interact with it, right? So, email, for example. We used to have email that was just on computers,
Yeah.
and you wouldn't get to it until you got to it, right?
Right.
But now the fact that we have it on our phones and it comes in and we're notified instantaneously, there's almost that expectation that, oh crap, I gotta attend to this, right?
Right.
Same thing with texting, same thing with,
With anything.
a variety of ways, yeah. And then I guess there's also like an element of the consumption of media that we've gotten used to, that it's hard for us to be bored now. We have to like stimulate ourselves in some way by constant stream that way, right?
And that's why it's nice in the bush. You can just sit there and, you know, be on a tree and not do anything, not think about anything.
Yeah.
Told my wife I need to do that every other week. It'd be great.
You know, there's a certain argument for that can be made, where it's like your way of looking after yourself and your mental health,
Yeah.
you know?
It's just, I mean, it's nice to get a hold. I mean, I'm from Ontario, so family, friends, everybody's back there. So it's, I mean, it's nice to talk to them, but it's just, it's too busy.
Fair.
I mean, there's the misinterpretation. You can get emails and texts. There's just a whole lot of bad stuff.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah. Yeah.
And like you say, the expectation. You know,
Yeah.
having 400 emails, people knowing they sent them, and wondering why they're not answered. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. I agree. Yeah.
But a lot of them are, you know, worthless emails. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Like
That
they.
include everybody.
Right. Right. That's why I enjoy like just going through and clicking all the ones I'm like, yeah, I don't need this, and almost like getting rid of all those.
There's 20 emails that went for a span of 8 days.
Huh.
And I mean, a phone call that was, you know, the great thing about, you know, Teams and video calls is that's, you know, one advantage.
Sure.
But in a 10-minute, you know, Teams call,
Yeah.
that 8 days the answer was solved, right?
Yeah.
Just, it's too much. If I could get away from it, I would, but you can't.
Some of my friends in my community actively go on these diets or fasting from technology, like which I think most culturally would say that's gutsy, you know, like to be able to do that and successfully do that, where you're not tied to it.
If you can, why not?
Yeah,
I'm the only breadwinner, so you kind of have to do what you gotta do to
I hear that. Yeah,
put food on the table. But
yeah.
for me, it's nice. There's just the consequence that you have to deal with whatever you have. You know, the time when you left it, you have to keep it up.
For sure. If you could do it all over again, Joe, what would you do? Like, what would you do career-wise differently?
Snames.
And what would you like?
Tell everybody they should have listened to Bob. I don't
yeah.
know. I mean, I don't know what I do different.
Yeah.
Construction's all I done, all I know. So. And it's treated me well, but
Yeah.
it may be one, you know, a hard road to take, or a harder road to take, not hard, a harder road to take.
While it may have been physical at one point in time, it doesn't sound like it's physical for you anymore, eh?
No, it's more mental now.
Yeah.
Managing and dealing with
With people.
dealing with what comes along with being a manager, right?
Right. Yeah.
Previously owned my own business. And,
Okay.
I mean, that has its ups and downs too, right?
I can see that, yeah. Yeah.
Still have the business.
Okay.
Just left it to pursue this one.
Hmm.
I don't know I'd do anything different.
Okay.
It's been fun.
Hmm.
And I've been a lot of places. I travel right across Canada and seen quite a bit.
Where are the regular spots you usually go to?
Well, lately it's been BC.
BC.
All last year from BC, but
That's where I grew up, in BC. In Kamloops.
quite a bit in Ontario.
Okay.
A little bit in Quebec.
Yeah.
Haven't made it to the East Coast yet, but
Huh.
hopefully that's in the near future.
Yeah.
Time will tell.
It took me a while to sort out what I wanted to do in life. But if I could do mine differently, I'd probably not go to school until I knew what I wanted to do in life.
Right.
You know?
That's the thing. A lot of people go to school and come out and do something totally opposite of what they spend
True.
$200,000 on.
No, I know. It's painful.
But
And while I try to figure that out, I think I would have taken more opportunities that were open to me to go traveling and experiencing different settings around the world.
yeah, I mean, I've never really been one that had the urge to travel, but I just fell into what I do.
Wait,
I've always done.
if you were given the opportunity to travel overseas for a hunting trip, you would jump on that, wouldn't you?
100%.
Oh, yes, you would. It just depends the kind of travel you're being enticed with.
Yeah, like hunting I would. For
Of
sure. I
courdon't
love it, right?
Of course, yeah.
To go sightsee and to go.
That's not your jam.
No.
No. See the Paris Tower versus going to hunt a, I don't know, something. Yeah.
I mean, and I'm not a trophy hunter either.
No.
I mean, I'm not one to go just for
Sports.
I'm there to, once I get one animal, which we did, we built a freezer.
Yep.
It's another year full of healthy meat.
Yeah.
Help the kids out.
Yep.
I mean, it's not any cheaper because the money you spend on going hunting is
Yeah.
not any cheaper than going to the grocery store. But
Gotcha.
it's the it's the experience and the you know, it's healthier meat when you get a grocery store too.
How many kids do you have?
2,
And what's their age span?
9 and 7.
Oh goodness, young season.
Yeah.
Okay.
Daughter just had her birthday last week.
Okay, so she's 7 now.
9.
9, thank you. And her younger brother is 7.
Yeah.
I have 3 myself. Mine are 13, 11, and 10.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're almost similar seasons that way.
Pretty close.
Yeah.
Pretty close.
Have they ever gone hunting with you?
Yeah.
So they,
Well, they come out. They're not allowed. I mean, they're not old enough to hunt. But
yeah.
we went out last weekend. We'll probably go out this weekend.
I was thinking they probably have keen insight that many of their peers don't in where their meat comes from, for example. And how
They're
that,
learning. And
yeah.
that's what I'm trying to teach them. I mean,
yeah.
I showed them, you know, where our grocery meat comes from.
Yep.
Which is not the best either. But, I mean, they're still young too, so they're
Yeah.
not really 100% understanding.
Sure enough. Aren't these trees here beautiful?
Yeah.
Oh man. They did a nice job of that. Funny the things you just pass by without noticing until
Right?
you're like, oh, I didn't realize there's trees there.
Spent a year here building this addition.
No way.
Yeah.
A year, did you say?
I was about a year here, yeah.
That's good. Decent sized contract, eh?
Yeah.
I see now why you're able just to grab one bag for your day trip.
Grab the laptop
I'm like,
and go, I'm glad I packed it last night.
Indeed.
Quick day trip in and out. Hopefully the store opens today.
Ooh, that's the goal.
That's hopefully, yeah, that's the plan.
Joe, I enjoyed time with you this morning for a few moments.
Likewise. Appreciate it.
Happy travels, man.
Thank you for the ride.
It's a
Sorry for
pleasure.
being late.
That's okay, man. No worries.
Have a good day.
You too, sir. Hi, guys. That was a fun trip. And hopefully entertaining as well. Something I really enjoy in the midst of what we get to do. We never know what is going to come up in conversation, but we sort of banter and learn a few things along the way about each other and the way we see the world and experience and interact with the world. So I found that really neat, especially in relation to the reliance on devices. I don't often think about it, but sometimes I wonder how dependent am I on devices, right? But anyway, thanks for hanging out. I will loop you in on my next considerable ride. Considerable meaning like anything more than 20 minutes. Then I think there's an opportunity to have an entertaining conversation that you might appreciate. So I will bring you in on the next one. Thanks for tuning in for a few moments. See you soon.